Good morning and a welcome to Ask the Expert. Ask the Expert is an award-winning daily series from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to help small businesses just like you. If you have any questions, then ask them in the comments of the live feed. If you need any more advice, then join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on 24/7, just like myself. During the live session, we're running a poll, so please do engage with it and I'll reveal the results at the end. Okay, so who am I? My name is Aaron Patrick, and it's a pleasure to be with you again. I'm a chartered accountant, shall I say? Also a Also a QuickBooks certified trainer with a fancy new logo, so don't be afraid to ask me any QuickBooks related questions. I own a state-of-the-art accounting firm called Boffix, which uses the best in cloud technology available to help small businesses get through the crucial time with real-time information at their fingertips. If you require accounting advice, payroll, bookkeeping service, and even QuickBooks training, then please do not hesitate to get in touch. We want small businesses just like yourself to survive, but to thrive and to survive and not just thrive. I also have a dedicated QuickBooks YouTube channel called Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks Chat. So if you have any more advice on QuickBooks news and advice, then why not go over and give the channel a follow? Okay, enough about me and let's focus on today's session. As always, this session is about you and your burning questions. So if you have any questions, then please do get in touch. So while we wait for the first of the questions to arrive, then normally we use this time to talk about how issues have been affecting our clients. But using the fact that I'm also a QuickBooks certified trainer and I've got that hat on today, let's talk about QuickBooks Pro Advisor. So first of all, what is QuickBooks Pro Advisor? Well, for accountants and bookkeepers, we have the option to show how much we love QuickBooks Online. Basically, Intuit provided a certification with the opportunity for us to take an exam at the end of it, and we can become either core or advanced certified. Now, how does that affect you as a small business owner? Well, it's a real good comfort blanket. If you think about it, if your accountant or bookkeeper has Pro Advisor status, then you'll be up to date and ready to advise you on all that QuickBooks has to offer. So if your accountant or bookkeeper is Pro Advisor status, then they really are the right person to be helping with your business. But why am I talking about today? Why bring today up as an opportunity to talk about Pro Advisor? Well, last week, Intuit released a certification for Pro Advisor status, and it's all about recertification. So the idea is if you are already a core or advanced Pro Advisor, then now is the time to get yourself recertified so you maintain that status. And for small business owners, that's a really good thing because that means that they know that their advisors are keeping themselves really up to date with what QuickBooks has to offer. And that gives them the more confidence in what they're talking about and make sure that they get the right advice to the businesses that need it. So if the Pro Advisor program has now got this new recertification, then what is it that I'm going to talk about today? Well, straightforward, part of the recertification program, which we've started with, we're going to be looking into what's actually happened in the last year or so of QuickBooks Online. So I thought this is a great opportunity, given that we've just written a brand new webinar with it. Brilliant opportunity for us to go there and be able to talk about exactly what's happened with the QuickBooks Online and how it can affect you and your business. Now, QuickBooks Online being a cloud-based solution means that it's constantly updated, meaning that some of these features that have come off, you may never have even heard about before. Well, that's the whole point of looking through things like this retrospectively. And this year has been a huge update for QuickBooks Online. There's been some amazing updates that have really revolutionized the way that we as an accountancy firm has been talking to our clients. I want to go through and explain those for you. So let's take these updates and divide them into 6 categories. And we're going to go through these categories one by one so that you know, as a small business owner, what's changed. And any Pro Advisors out there who are looking to do their recertification are well aware of what to expect in the exam itself. So category number 1, we explored as part of the Pro Advisor recertification program, we explored the mobile app enhancements. And it's never been a better time to talk about the mobile app enhancements, because if you think about it, more and more people are using the mobile experience. Even though we're in lockdown, people are very comfortable with using their mobile phone to be able to do all manner of things. And we actually have a handful of clients who have only ever used the mobile phone and only been able to use that to run their whole business. So if you think about it, they're using their mobile phone and running the whole of QuickBooks Online in their pocket. And the reason for that is because the mobile experience has had some great enhancements over the last year. We've had a unification of what it looks like now. So it doesn't matter if you pick it up on iOS or Android, it's going to look exactly the same. We've had an update to where the fact that the bank account now looks very much more useful. So there's an opportunity there for you to not only be able to deal with banking transactions, but able to connect and reconnect bank accounts, which make it more than ever easier for you to actually keep up to date with your bookkeeping. And also there's the opportunity to look at a cash flow forecast directly on the mobile phone. But the final bit that I want to talk about with the mobile app enhancement is a feature called receipt snap or receipt capture. And this is so important. This is the idea where you can grab your mobile phone, get a receipt, take a photo of that receipt, and be able to make sure that that comes into QuickBooks Online. And the magic is you don't have to do anything else other than take the photo. As soon as you take the photo, QuickBooks is going to do the hard work. It's going to read the receipt, bring that information in, and get that ready to be able to use in QuickBooks Online. It seems like magic, it seems like voodoo, but I promise you the best thing to understand exactly how this works is to have a go yourself. Download the app, take a photo of a receipt, and see QuickBooks doing its magic. The next category I want to go through with you is automation and time saving. And the reason that this is so important, if you think about it, is because that's why we take software to do our bookkeeping in the first place. Our whole reason for using something like QuickBooks is so that we can get on with our bookkeeping and it doesn't hold us back. It's not something that becomes a chore, it's something we can quickly and easily get done. And in this last year, QuickBooks has really reinvented the way that it is seen as automation and time saving. We've had some really great options that have brought in that has not only helped clients, but also saved them a lot of time as well. So the first thing I want to talk about here is that receipt capture again. Now, we spoke about it in the mobile app, but that's just by taking the photo, getting it into QuickBooks. The real magic is what it does with it in QuickBooks Online. So what happens is as soon as you take that photo, or if you feel like it, you can actually download and put it directly into QuickBooks Online on the desktop, or you can forward the information in as well if you want to. Either way, once QuickBooks has seen that information and start processing the information, then it's going to use that to be able to attach to transactions directly in QuickBooks itself. And it's so powerful having that opportunity. Again, you're not having to type any information in, but you take a photo or you upload a photo or you email in a photo, you're going to have the opportunity then for QuickBooks to extract the date, the amount, and everything like that, saving you time of actually physically typing that information out. So the receipt capture has been a bit of a game changer, if I'm honest, about the way that it be able to get data quickly into QuickBooks Online. Also, the banking screen has had an overhaul, should I say. It's now much cleaner, much tidier, a few different characteristics in there. But the real important thing about it is a new option called Batch Add Action Bar. And the whole point of this is it's now much quicker for you to actually deal with lots and lots of data at the same time. Coupled with this, with the feature called grouping. Now, if any of this is something that you want to look in more detail, I've done a whole video directly on this there. So jump over to my channel and you'll be able to see some video of me going through exactly what I'm talking about here. But the banking screens had batch add actions. It's had the option for us to go through and do grouping. And it's also had the option for us to look at putting rules in more easily. Basically, it's made it so it's much, much, much quicker for us to deal with lots and lots of data. So if for whatever reason you've left it till the very last moment and you've got a whole year's worth of bookkeeping to do in one chunk, QuickBooks has never been more equipped to be able to deal with that. So it's a much, much quicker way of doing it. Other thing in the automation and time saving is the cash flow planner that was released this year. And that's been a great conversation tool. It gives you a playground where you can look and see how your cash flow is doing in your business. You're going to have the opportunity to see how and what's going to affect your business going forward using the ability for QuickBooks to predict that actual cash flow planner. And the way it predicts it is it uses that bank data. Once you've connected that bank account, it reads the bank data and brings that forward. Another category that's had a big improvement is the projects area. Really is an opportunity for you to go in there and micromanage your particular business. It's great looking at the profit and loss account for a whole year, but using the projects area, you can look at it on a project by project basis, really understanding how your business is doing. One of the other areas is reviewing and reporting. It's a performance center, which is one of the first things that came in, which is a great way for you to understand how your business is doing in a much more graphical area. Us as accountants, we got the overview and month-end area, which gave us an opportunity to make sure we were confident in those figures. And we also have a tag section. Now, the tag section itself is one of those real great ideas from Intuit, which gives us an opportunity to have discoverability. Now, I'm only just starting to use the first and look at the real benefits of tags, and I've been using it for 6 months. We're finding newer ways in which tags can really improve the way that you communicate with other people. Tags is designed to be a way in which you can quickly find another transaction. So if you think about it, if you've got a transaction that you're not quite sure of, imagine you're not quite sure of the VAT code, or you're not quite sure what category to put it down to, well, you can put a tag on that transaction so that then your accountant or your colleague or whoever can find that particular transaction for you and advise accordingly. It's a complete game changer. We also had an update to taxes and VAT, including the opportunity to have income tax and be able to bring that in on an estimate option. And then they brought in the new VAT codes as well in this year. And one of the biggest changes to taxes and VAT is the option for us to do a report on our VAT section on our debtors and creditors and see what outstanding VAT there is. It seems like a really small update, but it saved us a lot of time. And then finally, the accountants' tools. Us as accountants, we get some fancy tools we get to use, and there's been some really good improvements there. And also, there's been the improvement of being able to import data as well. So this has been a great year in being able to make sure we'll be able to bring that data in. Now, I've gone through all that stuff really, really quickly and not been able to do it properly justice there. And there's 2 ways you can get yourself into this. If you're an accountant or pro advisor, I do highly recommend looking at the recertification webinar. We're running them on a regular basis, and we're going to go through all that information there in much, much more detail for you so you can follow on screen. And if you're a business owner, then why not head over to my QuickBooks channel, and there on Aaron Patrick QuickBooks chat, we're going to go through all of that, and we already have done various videos so you can get yourself involved. Right, so now to the most important part of the day, which is obviously going to be your questions. Remember, if you have any burning questions, get them asked in the comment section of the video and get yourself involved. So I'm going to go over to that first question that came through. So Amber on Facebook Messenger asks, in the push to go digital, my crafting store has just opened up on Amazon. Great idea. I'm hoping to find a way for Amazon and QuickBooks to integrate with each other so things like invoices are done automatically. I'm currently manually inputting. What should I do? Amber, you've just touched on one of those questions that I get asked on a regular basis. And the reason for that is because if you think about it, if you're doing really good work, and it seems like you are, and you're getting all your Amazon or you're getting your product out there to the biggest, one of the biggest marketplaces in the world, Amazon itself, then it's definitely the right thing to do for your business. It means that you're going to get your products out to more people, meaning you're going to get more exposure, and ultimately you're going to be able to grow your business quicker. But you shouldn't use, or that shouldn't be detriment to your actual bookkeeping. What you don't want to do is find a way in which your business can grow by going in a certain direction and then find out that you're just giving yourself a lot of hardship later down the line. Thankfully, though, QuickBooks has a little trick up its sleeve, and that trick or trip is going to be the App Store. Now, the App Store itself is a great tool. If you go to www.apps.com, and it's as simple as that, you'll see all of the apps that are available for QuickBooks Online. And in there are apps that help you with the Amazon. Now, There is a couple of apps on there that I would highly recommend, and I've just done some real good deep dive videos on this exact subject. Now, the ones I would recommend is, first of all, there's a company called OneSAS. Now, the reason OneSAS is so prevalent and so important is because Intuit themselves actually recently bought them out, and it's part of the QuickBooks ecosystem and family, meaning that you know you're going to get the best of integration there, and you know it's going to be one of the best solutions for you. Now, the Amazon side of things is still getting itself there. It's not 100% right yet. So if you need something now and you need something straight away, then another option I would talk about is what's called Link My Books. Now, Link My Books is someone that we've been using a lot here at our practice, and we really do recommend it. The final one I would recommend is a company called Cinder, and Cinder have some really powerful integrations, including Amazon as well. So I think with all those three options, OneSAS, Link My Books, and Cinder, you should be able to find the perfect fit for your business. Furthermore, all three of them I've been able to do a video on showing you those integrations over at my channel, and also there's some links below each of my videos to get you some discount on them as well. So do have a look at looking at those options for you. You'll find that with those three, and I purposely picked those three because they're from different price points, you're going to be able to find the one that's perfectly fit for you. And all the key of all this when you're looking at this, Amber, is making sure that you find the right one that integrates with your business. Because at the end of the day, you want to make it as straightforward as possible. And one of the final considerations I would always make is if you are VAT registered or if you're not VAT registered, is just think about how you want that integration to work. Most of these give you the option of bringing in each individual transaction, which is great if you're VAT registered. But the other part of the transaction is you just bring in the payouts themselves, where if you're not VAT registered, that might be the best option for you. Again, I go through this in a lot more detail in videos, so head over to the channel to find out more about it. But I promise you, Amber, once you get yourself integrated, you're going to be able to absolutely fly through doing your bookkeeping going forward. Next one is Kirsty on Twitter DMs. She asks, I'm planning on doing my recertification later this week. Is there anything that I should be revising ahead of doing it? Great question there, Kirsty. Now, the recertification is only, as I said in my intro, is only available for accountants and bookkeepers who have already completed their core or advanced certification prior to having to do the recertification. And the whole point of the recertification is we look back on the last year or so, going through those topics I've just gone through. Now, the best thing for you to do is jump on the webinar that we've run. So we've created a webinar series to go with the recertification so that you can make sure that you're fully ready for the exam itself. And we've even been able to create it into a self-study section as well. So if you head over to your Pro Advisor portal, go into the training section, you'll find that there is their opportunity for you to be able to see the webinar in a self-study mode, meaning you can just take it at whatever time comes for you. Good luck with it, Kirsty. I think you're going to absolutely smash it. One of the tips I always give everyone is a little phrase called RTFQ, which stands for read the flipping question. I promise you, most of the questions on there, you just need to sit down, really go through all the answers, go through the opportunities there, and you'll be absolutely fine. And one other bonus tip is don't forget to actually use QuickBooks itself. It's an open book exam, so you'll get the opportunity to go in there, have QuickBooks open, look at the question, and you'll be able to use RTFQ and QuickBooks itself to get yourself passed. Good luck with it, Kirsty. And on Instagram DMs asks, I'm a bit annoyed with IR35. Don't worry, Ant, we all are. I'm a limited company and I've been offered a pro rata employment contract which equates to my day rate. What should I be aware of before signing? And this is a really, really important question. And it's one of those questions where it's affecting a lot of people at the moment. So just to give some context, what is IR35? And in a real simple terms, then IR35 is basically HMRC clamping down on contractors and freelancers. Now, prior to IR35, you used to have a choice. You either are employed by a company or you are contracted to that company and you send invoices basically, and then those invoices get paid. Now, the whole point of IR35 is asking the question, should you be employed or should you be a contractor? And if there's any blurriness, if you should really be employed, because think about it from HMRC's point of view, they get more taxes out of you being employed. then really all the option or the question is there is, if it's likely that you should be employed, then more likely than not, that's the way that you should be. Now, IR35 is designed to make it so that companies really do think hard, because there's a lot of penalties, a lot of financial issues, there's a lot of red tape to go through and making sure that their people that they employ to do work are properly employed, as in on the payroll. Now, with this question here, it's offering a pro rata employment contract and equates to my day rate. Then the whole point here is that you will be, unfortunately, a little bit less off if you go down the employed route as opposed to the self-employed route or the contracting route. Therefore, our advice to our clients has always been to try and find a way to negotiate a higher day rate as possible. And that's because or the company that's working for you knows that you're going to be less better off. You're going to walk away with less money in the back of your pocket because of taxes and everything else that comes with employment. So you've got to take that into consideration. And when you're looking to secure contracts going forward, if it's deemed inside IR35, therefore you don't really have a choice of other than accepting the fact that you're probably going to have to be employed to be able to complete doing that work. Therefore, you just want to be able to try and find a way to get yourself as high a day rate as possible. And that way, you'll be able to make sure that you're making it worthwhile you doing that work. It is a really tricky one there, Anne, and it can be one where you have to look at it from various different options. Feel free to jump over to us at hello@boffics.com or book in an appointment with us using the link on all our YouTube channels, because I think that could be a conversation we can have in a lot more detail to make sure that we solve your particular issue. But for most people out there, the thing to be aware of is IR35 isn't going away, and it does mean that it does give you the opportunity, or you should be using the opportunity, to be able to make sure that you go out there and get as much money as you can for your contracts going forward. Next question. Victor on Twitter DM asks, what are the main results of a small business owner should be looking for when using the cash flow planner? Great question there, Victor. So the question or the information there from Victor, or what they're looking for there, is they want to talk about the fact that the cash flow planner is a great tool, and it is a fantastic tool. If you're using it for your business, you're already a real good step ahead of being able to make sure that you don't just survive, but thrive, which is what we're all about here at Boffics. Now, the cash flow planner itself is a tool designed to be able to make it so that it automatically predicts your cash flow going forward. As I said in the intro bit, it's all about looking at what's in the bank account. It's going to look at those sort of items, and it's going to try and predict going forward what your business should be aware of. And it does it to a really good standard. Now, what you should be using that information for, though, is by looking to see how your business is going to do, or what effect, should I say, your business is going to have from various different circumstances. And one of the cool bits about the cash flow planner is it gives you a chance to actually add scenarios into the actual planner itself. So you imagine you go into the planner the first time round, it's going to tell you how much cash you've got coming in and what your business is going to look like over the next 12 or 24 months. And that's wonderful. That's going to really give you confidence, going to let you see how your business is doing. But more importantly than that is you then get to add scenarios in there, add key events. So for example, if you're currently taking advantage of the furlough scheme, put a adjustment in there to show you what will happen when that furlough scheme gets taken away. When you've got your bounce back loans, if that's due to be paid anytime soon, start incorporating there when those payments are going to come out and how that's going to affect your cash flow. That gives you an opportunity to really plan ahead. And you shouldn't have any nasty surprises that way, because you've got the tools at your disposal to be able to understand what's going to happen from a cash flow point of view going forward. And I really do highly recommend you start using this. We at Boffics, we've been using this as a great conversation tool. We've been able to have conversations with our clients about the effect of going from furlough to not furlough, from going from bounce back loan to not bounce back loan, understanding exactly what's happening with their business. And all we need to do is press a button, bring up the cash flow forecast, and we can have meaningful conversations with our clients so that we can understand exactly what's going on. Have a go with it, Victor. I really do recommend it. And best of all, it's included in all of the QuickBooks options, so it doesn't cost you a single penny extra. Next one I've got is Huxley from Facebook Messenger. I'm a small business owner and currently looking for an accountant to take over what I've started in QuickBooks. Does it really make a difference at this point if I'm an accountant with or without Pro Advisor status? What is the difference? What a wonderful question there, Huxley. So honestly, and I'm not just kind of using this as the fact that I am a QuickBooks trainer and I do kind of push the Pro Advisor status quite heavily, but honestly, it's a bit of it's vitally important that you find the right accountant for your business. These days, there are so many different software solutions out there that if you've chosen QuickBooks, and rightly so, I mean, I know a lot of businesses out there who absolutely thrive on QuickBooks themselves, and it's because of the innovation and the fact that, like, we've just gone through those like year-long of extra features that have come in, and it's those little bits that have made it so that businesses can absolutely thrive during these circumstances. Now, QuickBooks itself, though, is fantastic, but you do need to have the right advisor behind you to really get the most out of it. And the right advisor for you is always going to be someone who's kept themselves up to date with what QuickBooks can do. Hence why the recertification has been such an important tool and important opportunity for accountants and bookkeepers alike. It means that we as accountants and bookkeepers can prove to you as our business owners that we're keeping up to date with QuickBooks Online. Keeping ourselves recertified means that we know what's happening in QuickBooks, we know all the new features, and it means that you as a small business owner can take advantage of them. And that's what it's all about. You want to find people and accountants and bookkeepers like-minded and understand exactly what your business needs are and how QuickBooks can help with those business needs. And that's exactly what the Pro Advisor portal and certification is all about. So Huxley, I promise you, if you find an accountant or bookkeeper who has Pro Advisor status, you're going to find a accountant or bookkeeper who's going to understand your business needs and be able to make sure you get the most out of it. So do have a look there, and don't be afraid to ask them. Ask your accountant, ask your bookkeeper, are they Pro Advisor status? What version are they? Are they core? Are they advanced? And ask them if they're going to recertify or not. It'll be in their best interest to make sure that they can go on and get that done. Okay, got time for one more question then. Good luck with that, Huxley. Elaine on Instagram DM says, I need to add some additional info to some of my purchase orders, but I can't seem to do that within QuickBooks. Is there a way to do this? And if not, any workarounds? Great question there, Elaine. First of all, make sure purchase orders are turned on. That's going to give you the option to be able to bring it from there. And then from that point of view, what I would do, if you need to get some more information in there, you can either use the memo box at the bottom. That's where a lot of people use it. Don't forget, we can also attach transactions as well. So if there is anything on there, you can attach directly to that purchase order so that you can then send that out with the purchase order itself. Or start looking at utilizing the option of using customized fields as well. With any of those three options, it's going to give you more flexibility into how you use purchase orders. And then my final tip for you as well, if you are looking to do something a little bit more complicated with purchase orders, then www.apps.com again is your friend, and there's a lot of apps out there that really do take purchase order into the next level, so you might find that that's the best option for you. But first of all, use what's at your advantage. Use the tools within QuickBooks Online, the attachment box, the memo box, and look at maybe customizing some fields. All those three have worked for the majority of our clients out there, and they've got what they needed out of it. But for a couple of clients out there, they've needed that little bit extra. They've resorted to the App Store to be able to get what they need from there. Good luck with that, Elaine. Fingers crossed for you. Hopefully, you'll be going to be able to get that absolutely sorted. And I'm afraid to say that is the end of today's Ask the Expert. So first of all, let's go and look at those poll results. As I said, I did ask you all to please engage with those polls and see what's happened. The question we asked today was, has the easing of restriction had an impact on the income of your business? We asked yes, no, or too early to tell. And drum roll, please. We've had 100% of you said yes. So the easing of restriction has had an impact on the income of your business. Now, I really hope for all of you out there, that means it's a positive impact. Hopefully, you've been able to see that there's been an opportunity to be able to see that there is, woods through the trees and be able to get yourself out of some really tricky predicaments. So fingers crossed for you, hopefully all of you out there. But it is good to see that there is change. Worst thing that could happen at this point is we're still stagnant. At least one way or another, if we've got change, that means we can actually do something and we can actually go for there. And again, with the right advisor behind you, you'll be able to absolutely smash it. And that leaves me then just to thank you all for tuning in this morning, this Monday morning. If you want to get in contact with me at any time, then please use the message, or please send a message to hello@bofix.com. Or if you jump on any of my YouTube channels, there's a little link there where you can book some time with us from there as well. So either way, get yourself involved. Coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow, we've got an absolute brilliant speaker here. I'm really looking forward to this one tomorrow. We've got Amy Dabley, founder of Blondie Baker, a home bake small business that exploded over the lockdown period. And I can't imagine why. I mean, if you think about it, lockdown is exactly what we needed, was a home bake small business. And I'm really looking forward to understand how they've been able to deal with it, because I've got a feeling they've had to go through some real changes to be able to make sure that they get with that rapid growth. I'm really interested to find out. So tune in to get advice on how to bake the perfect business recipe. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? A reminder that if you need any more advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7, just like myself. I've really enjoyed answering your questions this morning. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.